The Backrooms. You've been here before. Level 284. Where I Want You. Survival difficulty. Pending. Safety undetermined. Unsecured. Presence of entities undetermined. You remember coming here once upon a time. At first, by yourself. You sat, rolled up your pant legs, let your feet dangle over the water, and thought about how nice it would be here with someone else. How nice it'd be to sit for a smoke, hands brushing someone else's. Maybe tonight you'd be lucky. Maybe you'd finally get your first kiss. Dreams can come true on nights like these, here in level 284. Description. Image caption. Photograph captured by self proclaimed photographer, author, and explorer Jay Walker upon immediate entry into level 284. Level 284 takes the form of a riverside lookout spot, usually dependent in appearance on the purveyor's history. It does its best to recreate hometown memories in an attempt to guide the imagination. Theories vary wildly as to what exact properties allow level 284 to seemingly dig into its visitors' memories, but no conclusive research has managed to be gathered due to the level's effectively seamless illusion. Further, no objectively hostile nature can be proven from the level's behavior, and all negative side effects from visiting level 248 appear to be largely the fault of hardwired human psychology. Unlike the majority of quote unquote illusion based levels, the place seems to have no ulterior motives in the illusions it offers. Nobody could ever love you like that little hallucination of a lover in your head. The level knows that, in spite of all of the Backrooms' cruelties, and in spite of all of the world's cruelties, you deserve a nice night. You deserve that boombox on the concrete platform behind you, the junk food next to you, the lingering taste of smoke in your mouth, and that entangled pinky with your imagination next to you. Bases, outposts, and communities. Due to its basic nature, no more than one person at a time may be present within level 284. Upon entry of one person, all other entrances that may exist across the backrooms vanish entirely. Footnote. See entrances and exits. End footnote. While no groups can reside within the level, groups surrounding the level have naturally formed. Entrepreneurial travelers and dedicated regulars formed small groups that task themselves with finding entrances to level 284, be that for personal use or for charging others a finder's fee. No names have arisen from those gatherings, but they do tend to post on a dedicated forum on the backnet on various topics, ranging from debate on how the place basically functions to tips and tricks for identifying entrances to the level. Entities. While the level is generally devoid of life, aside from the weary travelers it welcomes, there are two major theorized entities concerned within the level. Option 1. The imagination. Due to the keen sense of reality travelers often experience when interacting with their imagined partner or companion, some debate that the illusion of a person beside you for the night might instead be a sentient creature of some kind. Again, due to the nature of the level, and the difficulty of any sort of research being conducted within it, this theory, along with the one that follows, remains just that, a theory. Option 2. The level. While this theory is slightly more plausible due to the function of the level, it is similarly difficult to test. Option 2 suggests that the level itself is sentient to some extent, given its ability to reflect visitors' memories on a large, in depth scale. What exactly it aims to do in its illusions, should this theory be true, is difficult to determine. As previously noted, no directly level related negative experiences or effects have been recorded, and despite its loyal regulars, no disappearances have been reported. Maybe, as the notes we've been forwarded suggest, the level is kind in its own way. Furthermore, no evidence points to the idea that entities from other levels could not find their way into level 284, but this has proven difficult to observe and record the results of. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Entrances to level 284 appear semi regularly. Footnote. Currently estimated to be at an interval of about 4 hours. End footnote. Throughout the back rooms, usually in a fairly seamless looking manner. Most entrances can be identified by signs of urban overgrowth. The initial entrances will tend to be difficult to trudge through, Many visitors have reported knee deep mud, barely navigable branches and trees, but nothing outright dangerous. Once the entrance used leaves the person entering's line of sight, it will effectively vanish, alongside all other entrances to level 284 across the backrooms. At this time, it is unknown what exactly happens if two or more people attempt to enter at the exact same time, traveling at the same pace into the level. Footnote: Amendment proposed due to recent independent experimentation. See Level 284.1. No data available at the moment. End footnote. Attached file 284 Discovery Log JW.pdf. The following is the earliest recovered mention of Level 284. Included with the typewritten letter was a developed piece of film, which is, to date, the only attempted photo of the interior of the level. Fuck, my pants. Beneath the layers of bandanas and the goggles and the shield of my hat, I grumble in disdain at the fact that my extremely hard to wash jeans are now caked in mud up to my knees. I sigh, pull myself out of the muck, and sit on a somewhat stable tree branch to roll my pants up. Pausing as I roll, I catch sight of a concrete outlook and grab my camera hanging around my neck. I focus, take my picture, and move on. Analyzing my handiwork, I have the acute awareness that I look like a fucking idiot. I look around a bit, squinting between the branches and vines to try and assess the population of where I am. Seems pretty empty. Seems pretty familiar. But where here doesn't? I rack my brain, trying to think of where this place reminds me of. I swear I've been on a trail like this before. In fact, I swear I've been on this exact trail, just not in this context. Frustrated and confused, I stand and readjust my bags to continue trudging. I just wanted to explore a little, but now, whenever I got back to camp, I'd be stuck washing my stupid fucking pants for 13 hours. That meant I'd be stuck with my shorts in the meantime, which do not particularly match my usual exploring gear. In the few minutes it takes for me to get back to walking, I decide I'm taking an off week. What do I do this for, anyways? Recognition? It's not like I've ever tried sharing any of my findings. I'm too much of a coward for the forums. Mostly. I don't want to be criticized, and I don't want to find out some place I found has already been explored before. I doubt any major groups are looking for more explorers, and I further doubt anyone would want to read some lone freak's ramblings, especially not mine. Eventually, I finally round a corner, and I know exactly where I am. How could I be here again? I set my bag down, climbing up the last steep bit of trail to find I'm standing on the side of the river I grew up right off of, on the concrete platform opposite the one I photographed on my way in. My entire life, up until I wound up here, this river was always there. It wouldn't be unreasonable to say it was the one consistent location in my life, because even before the back rooms, I was always wandering. There's an emotion stirring in my chest that I don't like. I fumble with my hat, goggles, and bandana, lowering myself onto the concrete platform I stand on now and staring down at the water. How could it be here? You and that damn river, man, a voice behind me calls, laughing a little bit, and the rattle of partially melted ice in a cooler signals someone has followed me here. I whip around. Were you not expecting me? Am I early? The figure behind me checks his phone to get the time. What the fuck is he doing here? How are you? What? I fumble yet again, this time with my words. This is impossible. I know this place does some fucked up shit, but this is unnecessary. This is cruel and unusual. How could this place know anything about my life back home? How could it know this much, at that? I prefer to keep my two lives separate, starkly. I figure that makes it so if I ever made it back home, I could just forget about the back rooms entirely. Now, though, home is here, even if it's some sort of hallucination. I feel like my brain is melting and running out my ears, mostly because my face is a deep red as I stare at my greatest infatuation and my biggest regret from the first years of my adult life. You invited me out here. I've got our text right here, man. The thing laughs again, setting the cooler down and sitting casually next to me, like it's human. Tentatively, I extend a hand and try to ensure the thing isn't a complete illusion. When I make contact with the thing's hand, it's warm, it's realistic, too realistic, and too detailed. It's even got his rings and bracelets, and I feel dizzy. I, uh, I don't remember that. Huh? At this point, I hesitate. Is this real? Did I find my way back home, finally? Was there some front rooms version of me that kept living my life while I was in the back rooms, that managed to schedule a date with my little intrigue that was a million miles out of my league, both in literal and figurative distance? I scold myself internally. I'm a grown man. I can't believe, even now, a year later, I'm letting this person get to me like this. Well, whatever. I am here now. You got a light? Fuck. I really didn't know if this was real or not now. Confused, stammering, and entirely caught off guard by the presence of the only person to ever make me feel like this in my life, I reach into my pocket and hold out a lighter, flicking it on. The maybe real man next to me accepts the light, holding his cigarette in his mouth and shielding the flame despite the utter lack of wind. The air in this place doesn't move this time of year. I could tell it was summer from that alone. I look at the man next to me, analyzing every freckle and stray hair, ensuring it was who I thought it was. If it wasn't really him, it was a good enough replica that I might let myself fall for it. If it is a skin stealer or something, well, I figure it earned killing me at this point. Struggling to form words still, I try to force my mouth to move. You know where we are right now? The thing next to me laughs. That laugh was dead on. If I died tonight, I died happy. This is your neck of the woods. You just gave me a pin drop and told me to follow the trail. I laugh in return, finally starting to relax. The person next to me subtly, cautiously slips his pinky finger between my own, and I swear, my heart stops. You all right? You look like you're holding your breath. I turn, suddenly aware if I want a chance with this person, real or not, I have to be brave, be that in the back rooms or back home. Oh, yeah, yeah. Nah, I'm fine. I guess I didn't actually think you'd wind up here, I reply, carefully intertwining more of my fingers with the person next to me. Why wouldn't I? I told you I wanted to come and get to know you. Well, yeah, I just, figured you were being nice. Notes to self. Not sure how much I do or don't like writing these in the first person. Good practice, I guess. And if I want to be true to my inspirations, anyways, might finally post this one. Event was decidedly not real. Woke up the next morning in the middle of level 10, the bumper crop. Kinda freaked out. Not sure what exactly I was holding hands with. Probably would have thought it was a dream if I hadn't taken that picture when I first made my way in. This has been a Gonzo Discovery Log by the intrepid lone wanderer, J.A. Walker. Inquiries can be pursued at his workplace on level 11, the city that never sleeps. Exits. The only known exit to level 284 is a good night's rest. As the night carries on, wanderers will eventually find themselves lulled to sleep. Most wake up back in the level they entered from, but some have stated that when entering from more dangerous levels, they usually wind up someplace notably safer.